G'day guys, and welcome to another 5:30 p.m. drive home live stream. It's your boy Joe with Bigger J. How you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm good. Nice to be on my way home. Thursdays is always a nice day. I find if we had done this stream on a Wednesday,
Do the stream on a Wednesday?
it,
Why?
I'm pumped. Let's go.
Mate, I don't know where you're driving,
Hello?
but you definitely cut in and out there wherever you're driving.
All right.
Hardly heard anything of what you had to say there.
That's okay. I'm all right. I was just saying it's nice that we're on a Thursday, not a Wednesday, because tomorrow's the last day of the week. If tomorrow was Thursday, I'd be not happy.
Right. Yeah, no, we do want it on Thursday because Thursdays, of course, are when the team sheets come out and where we like to respond and react to the team sheets. And it's really important for us with AFLW Fantasy that we know who's being named this week because once they play, they will make money immediately unless, so we want to make sure that we know who we're jumping on and who we're making sure is going to be in the best 22.
Technically, they could lose money the first week as well if they have a bit of a stinker if they're overpriced. Or I remember last year a few like 340k players scoring like a 5 and then dropping down in price. So we could be stumped with that as well. It's not technically make money this weekend.
No, but you could, of course, end up having to pay a lot more for someone who's going to be a really good pick, for example.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So you don't want to miss out. You don't want to end up like imagine someone starts one of those great rookies and they score really well. They score 100, and all of a sudden you got to spend like $75,000 more than otherwise you would have anticipated. And if you don't have that money left over in reserve in your bank, then you're going to have to do 2 trades to try and get them in.
Yeah, it's not a great feeling when your primos, that's what happens and you really get stuck. So hopefully that doesn't happen for anyone on our channel.
No.
The only thing with AFLW is you just can't play everyone. So, someone's going to end up missing out.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of news out on Twitter already of a bunch of people who are going to be making their debuts for their respective teams. So I'm just opening up a bunch of them now as we speak.
And a lot of just general AFL news as well. I mean, I know you've kind of complained a lot, Joe, about your dad not making you a Hawthorn supporter, but if you're a Hawthorn supporter watching this channel at the moment, mate, you're loving life. You don't care about finals because next year, you've already basically got 2 players locked in who are going to make the best 22 better. Talking about Josh Battle and Barras already saying, take me to the Hawks. I don't know their theme song, but I think I'm going to hear it a lot next year, Joe.
Oh, yeah. We're going to hear it a lot. They're a happy team at Hawthorn, and just when you thought they weren't happy enough, they're going to be even happier, which is kind of crazy. There's all of the happiness over there at Hawthorn at the moment. G'day, Velo. Yes, it's time, and of course, I can't wait for a great start. Love my team so far. Love to see what your team looks like, Causa. You are very good in this format as well. So
me and Corey have a bit of a rivalry going, Joe. As he knows from last year, Corey did not make the top 100. No hat for you. Sucked in, and then we'll see what happens this year.
See what happens. I know there's a bunch of let me just share the screen. We do have some debutant confirmed. So Western Bulldogs have put up that they've got 4 club debutants take the field this weekend against the Giants. So they've got Lauren Ahrens, is going to be playing. She's been the Laws. Annalie McGee. I'm pretty sure she is a basement price rookie. Noodles for the form. Ellie Gavalis,
Yeah.
not sure which
Former North Melbourne player.
who is a forward player, forward eligible, but could be featuring a lot more around halfback and the midfield. So if you're looking for a potential mid-pricer in the forward line, then Gav is an option, as will Jasmine Smith be playing on debut as well. Jazz, she, of course, is sponsored by Scoops. So congratulations.
Poor kid.
Poor kid. Meanwhile, the Hawks, they've got a trio of debutants coming in. So Laura Stone, Jessie Vukic, and Michaela Williamson. None of these players really are fantasy relevant for us. Vukic is a backup ruckman. She will not be a ruck woman or ruck person. She will not.
Everyone's a ruck people now these days, Joe.
A ruck people, yes, a ruck person. So a ruck human. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ruck Homo sapien. So she is not going to be the main person. It's going to be Wales, who will be definitely the number one ruckman, ruck person, ruck human at the Hawks.
There was, however, I don't know if you can pull up the Freo one. There was, however, a new ruckman from Freo who's been named. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Just call him a ruck.
I will be back. I will be back in 5 minutes. 1 second.
I will do my best, Grace Fit. I just got to stick to ruck, not ruckman, not ruck person. It's just a ruck in the ruck. So we'll try and do that. Unbranded, g'day Unbranded. How's it going? Yes, TK, welcome. So that is, of course, going to be Tanisha Kikowak, is what Big J was talking about on debut for Freo. Carlton have confirmed that Lulu Beatty will be debuting. I know she is one of the most popular selections going around. She is, of course, basement price rookie, which is obviously really good for us, as well as the fact that she performed really well in the AFLW in the practice game. If I just pull up Jaden Poposky's website and I go to the practice match stats here, and then we can look up Lulu Beatty. She had 56 fantasy with 8 team disposals, 3 marks and a tackle. So, and she had a free against, so she lost some points. Would have been close to 60, if not more than 60 points. So Lulu Beatty on the bench could be a really positive player for us. Of course, there was no Peterson playing for Carlton, which means that there's no guarantee that she will continue to be scoring 50 plus every week. We don't necessarily know. If we can get 50s from her on a regular basis, then that will be obviously very good on the bench, because if you look at the premiums from last year, if you go to the average in defense, the number one defender average last year, Thomas, she only averaged 72.7. So if you think, and she's priced, and she's at 941K. So if you think about it that way, if we can get 50s from BT, who is only 300K, then that will obviously be a great return, points per dollar. G'day, Sports Nut. How's it going, man? Congratulations on the news. Of course, Barras and Battle both want to make their way to the Hawks. Congratulations. Hawks are going to be absolutely on fire. Legend, g'day, Legend. Next season, we're going to have to borrow a few players from opposition teams to field 18. Joe, interested in playing for Melbourne next season? We could use anybody. Put me forward pocket. I've got a decent set shot on me, Legend, but outside of that, I'm not a runner. I am not the running type, but yeah, things are looking a little bit dire for Melbourne at the moment. Cozzy Pickett, Petrarca, Neil Bullen wants to go to Adelaide. It's just all falling apart at the moment. At least Gawn extended. Hey, there's something there. So Lulu Beatty has been confirmed to play. Gold Coast have got Kiara Bisha and Annabelle Kievit will be playing as well. Neither of these two really inspiring selections. I mean, what did Bisha? Did any of these players play in the? Yeah, Bisha, 43 fantasy in defense at 300k. That's a possibility. 4 marks. So it might, only 1.4% owned. So that is a possibility for Kiara if you've tracked her. And Kievit. Let's have a look. Kievit, what she's do? 15 fantasy as a forward. The forward line not really flush with great rookies that you want to have. There's definitely a couple that are heads and shoulders above the rest in Pauga and Tripodi, with also news that Tripodi has been playing and training in the midfield. So we love non-forward forwards here at the centre bounce. So Tripodi playing around the ball will obviously be really beneficial. So these two are by far and away the standout candidates for the forward line in terms of rookie price. There is also Dersma, who is, if you want to have a third rookie, probably Dersma is your best bet from Carlton. She's 350k, so not quite basement price, but she can score close to 50 points every weekend. Would make her still a valuable selection on your bench. We'll put you in the goal square. Put me forward. I'll try and take a screamer every now and then. Do a little Stewie Dew action, mate. And so Dersma's probably your third best forward rookie if you're looking at that. Tess Lyons will also be making her debut for the Eagles. Let's see. How did Tess Lyons do? Tess Lyons in the ruck, 28 fantasy. Really, if we're talking about ruck, we're looking at people like O'Dowd, who scored a 35 in the ruck and likely to get a lot of time. Maybe even a Willie Pierce, who will get some ruck time as well. Outside of these two rookies, not too many are going to get bulk minutes in the ruck.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have another Sloz situation from last year where she basically became a primo overnight and a lot of people had her the whole season. So, yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately, for us.
Yep. Ella Smith, yes, Causa. If you wanted to go for someone who is a bit cheaper, Ella Smith could very well be another one who is there. She is basement price at 300k. Someone that I was looking at. And also another thing, if we're looking at the fixture for forwards with the Gold Coast Suns, it is quite a positive matchup there. So if you are strapped for cash because you've spent the cash everywhere and you only can afford someone who's basement price, then yes, I agree with Causa that Ella Smith could also be a very positive one on your bench.
There you go.
Ham breakout season. Kai has called it. Montana Ham to go ham. Montana Ham had the 31 fantasy on in the practice game. Of course, there's not entirely sure how much time that she spent on the field. Doesn't appear to be much, considering she only had the 10 disposals. But she is fairly cheap at 620k in the forward line, which doesn't have too many star players. In the midfield. Why is it forward line? In the midfield. The thing is, for me, if you want to go for a mid-pricer in the midfield, I prefer Ellie McKenzie for a little bit more, who is going to be getting a lot of time in the midfield. Richmond's run for midfielders is quite juicy. So this is the ruck, sorry. Richmond have a pretty decent opening fixture as well when it comes to midfielders. There's obviously been a lot of reports as well about Ellie McKenzie looking really healthy and powerful during this preseason. She's had some troubles with injury, but she's had a full preseason this time around. So if you're looking for a mid-pricer, I do like Ellie McKenzie as an option. She should outperform her price of $6.49.
Yeah.
Because $6.49, if you're looking at $649K, that would have her priced at an average of about 50.
Yeah. And you would assume
$6.49 is 50.
If she's playing mid, she's going to outscore 50 pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So Ellie McKenzie, I think, definitely provides value. She could very easily score more than just the 50. Honestly, a red dot ruck because both of those rookies seem to be forwards. Yeah, I know. Not someone that you want to be putting on the field. For your R1 position, you definitely want a genuine ruck who will be playing basically the whole time. And I think Edmonds is by far and away the standout candidate, especially when you look as well at the Western Bulldogs fixture for ruck. It is blue all the way. All right. Oh, teams. Our team's out. Oh, let's have a look. Let's refresh. Are you sure? I've just refreshed. Oh, we got teams. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The time is here. The time is now. We have teams. All right. Sydney and Collingwood. Now, Ella Heads is playing. We know this. Montana Ham appears to be lined up on a wing. I don't know how much we can read into the women's teams, whether or not where they're named is where they will play. Laura Gardner as a follow-up, of course, and Chloe Malloy also a follower. Morfett is good to go. She might be someone that we could trade into when she's a little bit cheaper, hopefully. All right, Collingwood. Geordie Allen, Ruby Schleicher are both there. There is no Butler. Butler is still injured. That was confirmed that she's going to be out. Butler is someone who is a defender for Collingwood. Lauren Butler. She is one that when she is healthy and fit, great to be able to trade her in. So it's really good. It's really good to see that we have a top quality player as a rookie price that we can trade in later. Gives us a perfect downgrade target. So she's not playing. With her gone, I think Geordie Allen could score really well, especially early on in the piece as well. So if you're thinking of getting a cheaper type of defender premium, then I think Jordan Allen.
How do Collingwood's backline look on the list?
On the list of what?
Like matchups. Who's easy matchup?
Oh yeah, Collingwood have a pretty good. They have an okay matchup, but I guess what sort of balances the difficulty early is the fact that they've got the round 4. They've got the very first double games week.
Yeah.
Plus, they're both favourable matchups. West Coast Eagles and the Bulldogs. So it could be something that you trade into. Especially, I like this. Kai Broom, no Bree Davey, and Morfett gets up for Sydney. That's a huge flip in Sydney's favour. Yeah, that's true. But I'm thinking that Bree Davey could be someone who could be a great person to trade into at the double games week as a Collingwood premium. So I'm personally not starting Geordie Allen because I think that she's probably an injury away from losing a very juicy role. So there is upside to the selection, but there's also a little bit of risk.
Yeah.
Okay. Next game, West Coast Eagles and Richmond. Of course, Charlotte Thomas is here. No surprises there. Where have they named Ella Roberts? Ella Roberts has been named at full forward. And this is a problem. Ella Roberts could very well be West Coast's best player. She is, unfortunately, though, the subject of coach in Daisy Pearce, who loves to mess around with the magnets. When Ella Roberts is on the ball, she is unbelievable. But unfortunately, West Coast don't have many avenues to score goals, and they do occasionally chuck Roberts forward to provide an option. Now, Ella Roberts, her set shot kicking is terrible. So hopefully, Ella Roberts can continue sucking in that department to the point where she gets kept in the midfield where she belongs. However, we saw in the practice game that she had a period of time where she was stuck playing forward. And that, for me, turned me off. However, there's every chance that Ella Roberts, during the season, might end up finding her home in the midfield at long last. Is Ruby good? Oh, yes. Ruby Schleicher is very good. Yes. Ruby Schleicher is wonderful. She's also underpriced compared to what she can normally perform because she was injured. So Ruby, I think, is definitely a safe selection, Trace Fit. No Sheeran, or am I missing her? Is there no Sheeran? Seymour Miller, Chevlin, Brennan, Conti, Molly Eastman, Ellie McKenzie. You're right. There's no Sheeran. There's no Sheeran for Richmond. She wasn't on any injury list that I'm aware of. Oh my god!
Is there anything,
is not going to play?
In the Tigers?
I might have to look up and see what sort of if there's any
check the Tigers page. Check the Tigers page and see if there's anything on there.
Yeah, I'll. Wow. Okay. Where's the Tigers? Richmond AFLW. Injury report. This was 2 days ago. Sheeran is not on the injury list. Yeah. Sheeran is not on the injury list. I don't know why.
Surely they haven't just to put her on there.
Interesting. This is Hosking, Morrison. Yeah, okay. So this changes everything. So guys, Sheeran's not playing by the looks of things, so you're gonna have to tinker with your teams. Interesting. That's a bit of a shock. All right then. What else do we have in store in this thing? Hey, Shaq. G'day, Shaq. Season over. Track already bought a house outside Icon. Shaq's, bro, Track is not going to Carlton. There's no way Track is going to Carlton, Shaq. Come on, bro. All right. Tani Evans. We love Tani Evans, don't we, Big J?
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is
She can play everything.
Exactly. She, like Ella Roberts, can be moved forward. Tani
And we saw that in the preseason game as well, because she got to 50 at half time and then just stopped.
Yep. So I think it was even more than that. I think Tani Evans was almost at 60 at half time, and then was sent forward for the entire second half of the practice game and finished on 74. So when she's in defense, Tani Evans is an absolute freak. The problem is she can be messed around with, and that, for me, is a no-go. I don't want to select her, unfortunately. Goldsworthy, named in the forward pocket, if you don't mind. O'Dowd, here she is. O'Dowd, rookie price, ruck on the field.
Yeah.
You got it.
Did she play preseason? Did she play preseason, Joe?
Yeah,
did she play preseason? What did she score in the preseason?
She scored a 35, which we don't care about because she gave away 4 free kicks in this game. She gave away 4 free kicks because she doesn't know how to bounce the ball.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, so gonna go with O'Dowd as my ruck of choice at R2. Not one that I feel confident.
Not R1? No R1?
No.
You sure?
Alice Edmonds. Alice Edmonds is R1 for sure. For now. So happy with that. Pauga has been named as well, so that's very good to see.
Yep.
For the Dogs, Butterfint has been named. She was a pretty good rookie, Butterfint, in the preseason, if I recall. She's got a 35, which is not the best, but also not the worst. Who else is there? Jazzy Smith is an option as well. I'm pretty sure Jazzy Smith is a cheap forward. No, she's a defender, actually. Who am I thinking about who's a forward? I wouldn't be spending $378K for Jazzy Smith. But I'm definitely going with Alex Edmonds.
Yeah. Hey, where's Gavalis named? Where's Gavalis named?
Gavalis is on the interchange.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bit of a shock.
Done deal. First you say you're out, then get him cheap. I don't know how you can get Petrarca for cheap, bro. He's got 5 years to run on his contract.
And he's worth like $1.7 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Guys, I heard Track was seen in an auction at Cotslow.
Where's Klopp? I don't even know where that is.
Cotslow.
Where's Klopp?
Is it Western Australia?
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
I like it, Michael. I like it. Nerf Davies. Yep, exactly. So the beautiful thing about O'Dowd is that she is solo rucking, basically. We love a good solo ruck. All right. Moving on. Bombers and Freo. Gabby O'Sullivan is named centre half back. She is a mid-pricer forward that I think is definitely underpriced for what she can do. The only thing about Gabby O'Sullivan is that her shoulders are wrapped like a mummy.
Like Patrick Cripps.
Yes, she's like Patrick Cripps. Now, fortunately, the role that she's going to be playing is pretty bruise-free.
Yeah.
However, it is, of course, a little bit nerve-wracking where if someone is teetering on the edge of injury, Spending 500K for someone like that could be a bit nerve-wracking. But
Yep.
if you have the courage, I believe in Gabby O'Sullivan as a mid-pricer in the forward line. Hey, we got Damo in the chat. G'day, Damo. Much love to you, brother.
There's a lot of change. Excuse me. There's a lot of change happening at Freo, especially with Kira Bowles out. I think they've got quite a few players moving around and some ruckmen and some other people. So could be some good opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. The AFLW site that we're flicking backwards and forth to is Jaden Poposky's website. I'll put it now here in the chat. AFLW.
He's done an amazing job.
Yeah, Jaden Poposky is a legend. Massive shout out to Jaden. He's a ledge. It's got the prices, the practice match stats, as well as the difficulty of the fixture. So Jaden's a freak of nature. We love him. He is a gun. He is a gun for sure. So all credit for this resource, of course, goes to Jaden. What was it there? Sheeran to Goldrick, and then Vesio to a rookie to get Ham up to Blackburn. Oh, that is very nice. That is very nice, Kai. I already have Goldrick in the team, so I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm rocking a double rookie midfield myself, because let's just confirm that these Port rookies are actually going to be playing first. So Bonnie Too Good, of course. No one really from Essendon that is worthwhile. What else is there? All right, Suns and Saints. Serene Watson in the back pocket. Love it. I love Serene Watson. She's definitely come from the clouds, playing a nice new role. Abby McDonald is not playing. All right, so I've got a bit of tinkering to do with my team then, in relation to the rookies. So we'll fix that in a sec. Ella Smith is playing on a wing, apparently.
Yep.
Row bottom, of course, on the ball. You love to see it as usual. But yes, Serene Watson is one that's definitely a fan of. So she's got a different role now, considering what there's been a bit of a change. She's essentially going to be the distributor of halfback for the Saints. So she's obviously had a wonderful preseason game as well. I'll pull up her practice match stats as well. Serene Watson, she's got a 78, and you can see that it's bruise-free. 14 kicks, 6 marks. She's scoring 78. Now remember what I was saying. The top defender average was 72.7. If she can give us anything close to that, I'm not expecting 78 every week. That will obviously put her at D1. But if she can give us anything remotely similar at 413K, that is a steal. Absolute steal. So I like Serene Watson as a selection. Okay. Geelong. Abby McDonald is an emergency, so unlikely to play. Who else is there? Where's Pierce? Nothing here. So Pierce is not named for. So that other basement price rookie is not named. So Dowd is your only selection there.
Yep.
Kate Hall is named on the ball as a follower,
of course.
which is good to see. which is really good to see, actually. Goldrick is on the bench. Goldrick, I think, was apparently under a bit of an injury cloud, but she's been named, which is really good. For Port, Window is playing excellent, and Goody is playing excellent. Good. These two are locks. You need Piper Window and you need Goody. These two rooks guaranteed must have.
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't know if you can facilitate really having both on field, so you might end up taking a bit of a gamble as to which one you do pick, but both are definitely must needed.
Yep, absolutely. You need both of them. Meanwhile, for Adelaide, Brooke Boileau has been confirmed to play. She's not a Bracement Price. Her numbers in the lower tier, in the lower league, have been unreal. It didn't translate very well to the practice game, but she is a gun. Give her time, and she will perform really well. Ponta is named full forward, so don't select her. Jess Allen still is an option if you want to go for a cheaper ruck. If you don't want to go with Edmonds, then Jess Allen is an option, but I don't really recommend it because she didn't really do great.
Excuse me.
In the preseason, only scored the 52 with 16 hitouts. It's the rookies out of Breed, Wenland, and Beaulieu for that utility spot. I've got Breed. I've gone with Breed, Window, and Goody. Those are my three.
Yep. Yeah, last year we were really lucky with Sloz and Fleur Davies and a few others, but I think this year it might be midfielders instead. That utility spot is just like a get the best cash cow you can.
Yes, of course. Let's confirm that Breed is playing, actually. Sheriff is on a wing. I don't like that. These are Sunday games. I don't see Breed. Centre half forward. Oh, there he is. Thank you. Yes, thanks, Kai. Here she is, centre half forward. Perfect. Thank you. I was a little bit worried there for a second there. Perfect. Okay, she's playing. Good to know. Lulu BT's playing. Back pocket. Very nice. Peterson is in. Okay, so it will be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see how these Carlton rooks will perform with Peterson back in the team. She is a major contributor to the Carlton team, so it'll be interesting to see how BT and Finn perform. Finn is going to be a winger, so wingers, of course, as we know, can be a little bit iffy and inconsistent with their scoring. But I'm still willing to maybe to roll the dice, I think, with BT. I think she should still be fine. Vesio on a wing. Again, I'm not a big fan of wings. Dersma has been named on the interchange. You went over 3 times without seeing. I know, I'm blind. I'm blind, Kai. I'm sorry. G'day, Jen. How's it going? Good to see you. Edmonds is also playing a first game. I saw the Rocking compared to more fit. Yeah, exactly. That's a very big difference. Huge difference. So yes, BT, keep an eye on. Finn, keep an eye on. And Breed, I think, is one that you can even field this week. Across to Brisbane v. the Roos. Let's see. Do we have Lutkins? Lutkins extended interchange. Hopefully she's named. Hopefully she is named. Would be good. Hickey. Hodder named full forward. I don't like that. Hopefully she can play a lot of midfield minutes. She showed that when she was playing a mid-forward role in the preseason, she killed it. Big fan of Hodder. She basically scored 70 and a half, which is absolutely unbelievable. So,
ooh, Big J. What's
g'day,
up?
Big J.
How's it going, everybody? Sorry, I'm a bit indisposed and it looks a little bit different, but it is what it is until I get my stuff fixed. What have I missed?
We're talking about your game, actually. Lions and Kangaroos.
Should be a good one. It's repeat of grand final last year.
Correct. So, Tripodi is here, but again, these are extended interchange. So
yes,
no confirmation that Tripodi will actually play until tomorrow, which is going to be interesting. And there's no guarantee that Lutkins plays either.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's like a 5 o'clock thing, and then you can change like your team afterwards. But yeah,
because I've got Lutkins. McDonald's not going to play. We've got Tripodi. I've got Finn. I mean, I could just immediately just change that up, and there we go. We've got a bit more money now as well. So I like doing the I like having the expensive people there. Ash Riddell still on the ball. Ash Riddell's a gun. Ash Riddell's a freak. I'm still thinking of even starting Ash Riddell, even though she's so expensive and it's a tough matchup against the Lions. I'm still thinking about starting her just so that I don't have to worry about trading her in. Because
it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting situation to see kind of what happens because, she's as you say, she's just so damn good.
And even after, it's just the one tough matchup against Brisbane, and then after that,
it's relatively
just by virtue of playing for North Melbourne, she doesn't really have too many tough matchups afterwards. Plus, her preseason game was also unbelievable. She's got a 138 with 38 disposals, if you don't mind.
Yes, she did. Yes,
and only 4 tackles. So Ash Riddell is still a beast. I'm pretty sure there was news that it's going to be someone's moving. I mean, Jazzy Garner's probably will be playing a bit more mid-forward this year, I think.
She always was. I think, it definitely feels like she always was. It was more a case.
You've muted yourself for some reason.
Yeah, I think it always was a case of, like, she was mid and then she was forward. Maybe she played a little bit more mid than what we thought originally, but definitely, like, it's not that much.
Oh, so Causa, are you saying that Tripodi won't be named? Zoe, Liz, and Lucy. Tripodi's name is Ruby. So Causa, are you telling me that Tripodi will not be playing?
If that's the case,
like hearing
trippy. Yeah,
I don't like hearing that. At least is Dersma playing again on the extended interchange? No, I'm saying Tripodi will be named.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. She will play. Okay, good.
I think she's going to get stuck right in the middle, to be honest.
Excellent. Okay. So as long as Tripodi plays and the forward line is still looking fine, hopefully Kate Lutkins plays. She had a really good practice game as well. If we look at Lutkins, She scored the 57 off of 12 disposals, 6 marks. Again, if she can give us 50s, wonderful at that price. We just want these rookie defenders in the back line to just give. If they can give us 50, that is so good, so good. All right. So Sheeran's not playing. So Sheeran's got to go. Could go to Ella Heads. I do like Ella Heads as a defender.
Saves you some money.
Frey saves me some money, but what am I going to do with the money is the question.
Who's in your mid? Who's in your? Just scroll down. Okay, you like Beatty?
Yeah, Beatty I think will play. I think Finn will play as well.
Maybe just keep the money, Joe.
That's too much money, I feel, to be sitting on the.
Why? It's basically just a week's worth of extra upgrades. I mean, if you like the players, if everything's happening there, then there's no real injuries. Sorry, there's no worries.
Thomas has the early double, so I'm just going to go to her. Thomas will be the number 1 top defender in the first 4 rounds. All right, you guys are spitting facts. All right, so Thomas comes in then.
Yep.
Leaves me with 83k. This amount is a bit more stomachable to hold on to on the bench. So that I could, if I have to correct and get the rookie who appears to be the rookie to get, if I've missed them, then at least I'll have some money to be able to get them if I have to. I reckon Tripodi gets the 4th midfielder. That would be great if that's the case, Kai. That would be wonderful. Yep. Especially in our forward lines. That would be so good. But I wouldn't field her against Brisbane, though. I'd feel more comfortable fielding Pauga against the Bulldogs instead. Because if Thomas fails and averages 60, someone has to average 75 just to get more points than Thomas. And after her double, you could dump her. Exactly. Yeah. Very well articulated, Kai. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I think this is what it looks like. I don't consider Watson a rookie. Even though she is sort of rookie priced, I don't think she is a rookie. She'll be a distributor halfback. So I'm thinking I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rookies on the field at the moment. I think these 3 could very well be the 3 best midfielder rookies. Going around, I think O'Dowd is by far and away the clear ruck. I think Pauga and Tripodi, 2 of the best forward rookies going around. No McDonald, so Finn and BT they're named on field. So at least I've got some certainty in these 2 Carlton rookies. Lutkins, if she's not named, that becomes interesting. If Lutkins is not named, I might end up trading her out, putting one of Finn or BT here, and then getting someone else as a utility instead. Smith against the Saints or Tripodi against Brisbane? Smith against the Saints. I think I might go Smith. To be honest, I think Smith. I don't want to risk Tripodi against Brisbane. Brisbane are a tough matchup for mids. Lutkins out, both Carltons on field, and Beaulieu as utility. Yeah, I've definitely been thinking about Beaulieu. I heard from the AFLW Fantasy podcast that her rookie numbers were absolutely off the charts. Were really good. So she's one I've got my eye on. If Lutkins doesn't play, then I might just field. Then I might just do this. And and just put Boileau here at the utility. And that way I end up with four playing rooks in the midfield.
That's pretty crazy.
Should I say Bro, I watch all of Herbertron's videos. I've got the notification bell on. I sit there watching for the premiere. I watch it live, Hoops. I love Herbertron. He is a modern day Michelangelo of video content. He is a genius. It's good to see you too, by the way, Hoops. So this is what my team looks like at the moment. I'm still pretty happy with it. I think I've got some really good players in the back line. I think Goldrick is one that still is maybe flying a little bit under the radar. She's going to be playing a lot more midfield this season. She'll be playing a lot more. So I know a lot of people might be looking at her numbers historically, but she hasn't been playing on the ball historically. So she's going to be playing a lot more in the midfield, and we saw it in the preseason game. That midfield role was really good. She scored 94. So again, not expecting 94 from her every week. But if we can get, remember, number one, last year, the number one averaging defender, Thomas, was 72.7. If we can get anything close to that at 341k cheaper, will be so good. Plus, Liv Purcell is out injured as well, which means that she will be playing midfield for sure. So it is. I like Goldrick. The question is, do I want her as a D4, or am I happy with her at a D3? At the moment, I'm happy with her at D3 because of Serene Watson, who I think will make money. And I don't want to field too many defender rookies because we've already got McDonald not playing and Lutkins might also not be playing. So now all of a sudden the defender rookies seem to be a lot more sketch in terms of the number that we have.
Yeah.
So if we can reduce the number of defender rookies you have on field, it's better.
Yeah, definitely. If you can start more mid prices from that, then it's a lot better for you.
Yeah. So have you got your team set up, Jace?
I do not. I am just playing around with a bit of a team at the moment. This is the way that it always goes, to be honest. I'm just playing around with some players and seeing what we can come up with. I currently do not have Conti, which will make things interesting. Right. But yeah, we'll kind of play around with it and go from there, really.
Fair enough.
I'm kind of poaching a few players from your team at the moment, from what you've put in your side. So we'll see how we go. What's the pick? Why do you like Hodder? Tell me about Hodder.
I like Hodder because
she did look
when
good
she's playing.
She did stuff last year.
She did stuff last year. Let me see if I can pull up DFS. Actually, might be an idea if I pull up AFLW. Let me log in.
Nope, I see Joe's head got bigger on the stream.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I think you just put your head into like the. Yeah, all good.
Corny Hodder. She was getting more midfield time. She was playing more around the ball in addition to just playing in the forward line. So she's playing almost like a mid-forward type of role, which is pretty good. She played that type of role in the preseason as well, and she basically scored this score in a half of football before being iced up. So she is capable of piling on the pain. She loves to tackle. She is a tackling machine.
Yep.
And we know how important tackles are in this game. 3 points per. Is it 3 points per tackle?
I think something like that.
Or 4. It's tackling is so important, and she loves it. So I think she's, and she had 18 tackles in the grand final. There you go. She is, you see, 18 tackles, You look at her other weeks, 8 tackles the week before, 10, 12, 5, 8, 4, 5, 3, 13. So when she's given an opportunity to tackle around the ball, she's killing it. So I definitely like Hodder this year in the forward line.
Okay.
I think she's
she's good enough to be primo status?
Yeah, she's primo. She's keeper all year, I think.
Okay.
Plus she's got the first double game week as well, just to sweeten the deal.
Yeah, that's it, right?
And it's a solid hard blue. Solid hard blue. Easiest matchups in the double game week. So I like Hodder. She's one that I'm definitely keeping in my team. Brennan has a wonderful run early in ripping hot form. Hoare playing on that midfield time. Too good. It's in the name. She's too good. So yeah, I'm really happy with the forward line. I'm pretty content with the midfield. I have contemplated running with a Blackburn instead of a Conti at this spot to free up a bit of money, as well as taking advantage of the Bulldogs' pretty favourable early fixture, and then trading into someone who's a bit better. But for me, I think I'm just going to rock with Conti, who I think could be a top 5 mid. Oops. She's pretty short. Doesn't look very tough. Do you think her tackling output can change with overall development of the AFLW? This is about Hodder.
It's interesting. I think I hate to say it because it's stereotyping, but she's got that traditional, like, Aboriginal, small, slender type body. But take away that, she's so fierce. She's not afraid of a tackle. Just everything. Like, small stature doesn't equate to small power, doesn't equate to anything else like that. Like, she was the reason why Brisbane won the grand final. Straight up. Like, her power and tackling and just ability to kick goals and do everything in the grand final is the reason why they won the grand final, basically. It was just added just something else. And especially with, like, the holding the ball rules and stuff, everything's just very different. So, yeah, I hate to stereotype and whatnot, but take away, don't look at her small stature as a negative. Just be like, cool, this is just what she is.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought you were going to say something along the lines of because the skills in AFLW are not quite as high still. It's not a controversy. I'm not saying something earth-shattering here, some conspiracy theory, but the skills in the AFLW just aren't at the level of AFL men's. So you'll find that a lot of the kicks and the passes aren't hitting the target often enough, and it does invite pressure. It invites the tackle. So, rather than hitting a target, exactly. So rather than having a nice clean kick, more often than not, that leads to a mark, you'll have a lot of times where the kick doesn't make the distance, or it overcooks, or it goes to the left, and then it becomes a scrap trying to gather the ground ball. So, and that's another reason, I guess, why her tackling is sustainable, especially if he's playing higher up the ground, just by virtue of, again, the lack of the skills, which means that, there's the CBAs. I've managed to log in. Her CBAs have started to go up a bit more towards the end of the season, 31, 64, 33, 47%. If she scores 90s in the forward line for us, then that's unreal.
Yeah, you're cooking at that point.
Hodder has 14, 15, and 16.4 games as well. So I'll probably give her a pass. That's fine. Obviously, there are floor games to it. But she's playing for Brisbane, which is a top quality team. She's not going to be stuck playing forward pocket as much. She's going to be given a lot more. I think she's going to be given more midfield time, and she's capable of scoring really, really well. If she sucks, well, she's got the very first double game week. We can trade her out after that if she sucks. And like I said, like I showed in the fixture, forwards, Brisbane, it's a pretty decent fixture. Her double game week is, the best matchups possible for that one. So it's not like it's end of the world. However, if she capitalizes in this week and scores massively, then we're on to a winner. Is Gavalas still an option now forward line? I think she is. I think Gavalas is still an option. She's obviously a really good player, but understandably, she really couldn't break into regular midfield minutes at North Melbourne because North Melbourne's midfield is stacked. Like North Melbourne as a team is really, really good. So it's
hard to push out Riddell and a few of these other players.
Exactly. So it's not that Gavalas isn't a good player. It's just that she was unfortunately a victim of playing for a really good team that she couldn't break into. But as Corey says here, what I was going to say, she had a lot of forward time in the practice game. Does that hold? We don't know. Obviously, we don't have crystal balls, but I've got titanium balls. But I don't know if that role is going to change or not. I see a lot of forward time. I get a bit nervous. I don't select, especially at that price point. If you're looking at someone at that price, like Gavalas, I think someone who definitely will have a better role is Gabby O'Sullivan, who will be playing centre-half back distributor for Fremantle, and she has also been named that on the team list. So I prefer Gabby O'Sullivan over Gavalas personally.
Who's a good player to play at Utility Joe?
Someone who's going to play and make you money.
Who's that?
I've got Boyle, who's a midfielder. So yeah, there's that. But yes, Hoops. Very sad. The legend JD, he is a legend. I was a little bit sad that we didn't get a shout out in his farewell video, but hey, it is what it is. We still love him to bits. We still like JD. He's a fellow Bomber. Can't hate him for that. Obviously, you guys would have seen, we've had him a couple of times talking about the Bombers. We also had him on our Supercoach for Beginners series as well. He's one of the top Ts in the Supercoach community. He will absolutely be missed. I will not be surprised if we still see him every now and then voicing his thoughts on X. So make sure you follow him on X. He is pretty active on Twitter, especially against the MRO. It's always, I know we have Joe versus MRO, but JD versus MRO is also pretty fun.
Oh, I've got my team. I'll show everyone my team if you want.
Yes, show it.
All right.
Is Mackenzie going to play mid? Yes, she will. Yes, she will, Damo.
From Richmond.
From Richmond, yes. Ellie Mackenzie will be playing. I've had teams, many of my teams have had Mackenzie in this spot right here. But I just think that we need to have all these gun mid rooks, which will make a lot of money very quickly. I think it's really important that those rookies, we have all of them. So I've gone very guns and rookies myself.
All right. This is Big J's team. Check
I don't
it
see
out.
your team. Oh, there it is.
Move my big head. In the back line, I've got Watson, Finn, Schleister, Beattie, and Thomas.
Bro, come on. Put it in Price order.
Godric on the bench.
What is this?
Marinoff, Gardner, Conti, Bouliu, Goody, Window in the mids. O'Dowd and Edmonds. And then I got Brennan, Hoare, Too Good, Tripodi, Pogga, Hodder on the bench, and then Breed. So
What is this?
Not too bad.
This is my team, but just this is my team just shuffled.
Whoops.
I'm gonna kick that off the screen. I can't look at that shit anymore. What are you talking about? Oh my god.
Oh, that was funny.
That is just ridiculous. Is Lutkins not gonna play for the Lions? Isn't she named? I've had
You'll find
Lutkins
out
in my
tomorrow.
team so long, Damo,
Find out tomorrow.
but she is
She could just be
she's
named on the bench.
extended. She's extended interchange on Sunday. We'll find out tomorrow if she's playing or not. A little bit nerve-wracking. I've just changed the team to as you see it now in the event that Lutkins isn't named. If she is named, she'll be named here. I'll be putting it on field. Pretty confident about Lutkins' output. Breed or Bolyu for utility, says Kai. Need a primo mid at M4 so that you get 12 games in that slot. So what would you recommend, Kai? I've got to then kick out a premium from somewhere. I assume you're going to say trade out Hodder so that I can then put the money into a midfielder. Is what I'm thinking you're probably going to tell me. You reckon the fantasy app page will ever just put a button to auto sort by price?
Yeah, it should. It should.
They're never going to do it. They're never going to do it. Blackburn. Yeah. Yep, but I did mention it. I mentioned it just before, Kai. It was, for me, like trying to see if I could get Blackburn in the team somehow. But the only way to get Blackburn in the team, I just feel like I will be gutting it too much in other places. Like, I like Hodder. I think Hodder is a top-of-line type of player. And again, I'm going to have to then, like, I don't even know if I can do this. And again, see, I can't afford. Like, I'm going to have to go cheaper in certain places that I don't really want to go too cheap. Like, I think Watson at her price is an absolute steal. So I don't want to trade her out. It might be Thomas not being named because she's very expensive, and I might find that there is value elsewhere potentially. Like, it could be a Geordie Allen. Here could be a Dersma, or not Dersma, Smith. Could be Ella E.K. Smith here on the bench. And then again, I'm left with only 531 in defense, which isn't enough to get anyone worthwhile is the problem.
I'm trying to find some sneaky picks, right, in the AFLW. Just kind of going off their stats. You know what's bonkers, Joe? Can you tell me without looking how tall the Freo ruckman is, Mimi Strom? So she's playing ruck. No, guess how tall?
I assume she's going to be super short, based on the way you're building this up.
182 centimeters.
She's my height.
Yeah, and she's the ruckman.
She's not a ruckman. She's just the ruck.
Oh shit! Sorry, that's true. She's just a ruck, but
she's 178 centimeters because of course.
Yeah, 180, like crazy.
I'm not playing Dersma on the field, Kai. I don't want to. I don't like it personally. Cheaper mid to look out for is Dawes.
Yeah, I think from Collingwood.
Oh, no, Dawes plus. No fuss.
Yeah. I don't know if I would be picking her necessarily over someone else, though. That's the only thing. Does Conti have a good run?
Yes, she does. Conti has a good run. She starts off really well, as well in particular.
Where? Show me.
Where
am I looking down there? Yeah, cool. Yeah, she does. Hey.
So I like Conti. How many double games we need for each of the double game weeks? I don't think there's any particular number that you need every week, but at the same time, you don't want to start too many early on, because then you'll fall behind as the weeks go along. Because you're gonna have to be because you're gonna be constantly trading them out every week.
It's good. Sorry, keep going.
No, go for it.
It's going to be a real interesting thing this year with the double game weeks, in the case of upgrading your team at the same time of trying to bring in probably the one or two big ones every week. So I don't know if we can kind of go out and actually have a look at it, Joe. So if you pull up the double game, like the scheduling, you ideally want to have the primo mid who has that double week every week, because I don't think a forward, I don't think a backman is going to give you as many points as the double mid.
No.
Who has the doubles in round 4?
Brisbane, Collingwood,
Yep.
Dog, and West Coast.
So you're probably looking at, if you're crazy, you're probably looking at an Ali Anderson for that first double week. She's probably the one alongside everyone else, and a Conti as well, or no? No, she doesn't have it.
Conti.
Yeah, she's probably the best one out of everyone there. You've got Roberts, you've got a few other players. There's the Dogs one, I think it's Blackburn, but I don't know how much she's going to score against everyone else. And then you've obviously got the Ruckman and things like that. But the price to reward for those is probably like spending a trade as opposed to upgrading your team is probably maybe not as much. Now, round 5 is definitely going to be a tough one because you've got all your Freo rookies, and imagine Goody and Window double scoring if they're going to end up turning to a primo. As Causa says there, we've got Conti, Garner, Riddell, all the Freo people. Who else is there? Carlton. There's got a few people in the back line as well. So that's going to be a huge week in terms of upgrading. Like, you're really going to have to try and figure out, hey, who am I upgrading and who am I not from that time? Heading into round 6, Sydney GWS, so Sydney Gold Coast. That's huge. That's your Rowbottoms, that's your Gardeners, potentially Manoys, Morfitt in the ruck. Geelong
Freo's round 7, by the way, I think.
Yeah.
No, Freo's round 6.
Yeah. Geelong and Hawthorn is huge. Like, all those Geelong players, none of us have even looked at it at that time. But they definitely have.
Prasparkas, mate. Prasparkas.
Yeah, heaps. And I think there's the other one as well. Who's the other midfielder that we all had in the forward line from Geelong? Prasparkas, and then there was another one with the frizzy hair.
George Prasparkas.
No, with the frizzy hair. Nina Morrison. There you go. Yeah, Nina Morrison during that time as well. And then, you've got your Freo people. Shad Bowers isn't in, but it's probably a good thing. And then round 7 as well. You've got your Melbourne players. You've got your GWS players. Maybe not as influential, but definitely your Marinoff and Hatchard. Like, you want to bring those guys in that week because, boy, oh boy, they're going to go smashing it. So it's going to be a real toss-up to see throughout this year. Do you even care about the double weeks? How much do you factor those in the plays you bring in? Or are you just looking at getting full primo across the line and then, cool, I'll bring these players in as I come?
No, I definitely want double game weeks. You definitely want to factor those in.
It's something there because you don't get 5 trades. There's no boosts. So ideally, you want to have more primos on field than everyone else. But maybe you go cheaper in the midfield a little bit this year and look to upgrade into those players because you're most likely going to be bringing in the big expensive mids. So maybe you don't start all the expensive mids. Maybe you start the primos across all the other lines and then look to upgrade into the big expensive mids because you're going to have to bring them in anyway. So yeah, maybe that's a way to go. Use and upgrade your team at the same time as you budget for the double rounds. Might be the way to go.
Anderson or Blackburn. Anderson or Blackburn. I'm definitely thinking Blackburn. Round 5, Conti, Garner, Riddell. Prespakis. The Prespakis women can be great in round 6, which is very true. Both Maddie and
we found now the double rounds are going to put a spanner into the works pretty hard, but we found last year that most people, like, there's only 10 rounds of AFLW. We were finding most times last year we were finishing our teams by like round 5 and 6, depending on the cash gen. I mean, we were blessed a little bit by having a Sloz in the ruck line who ended up being a primo keeper for the whole year. But yeah, you just got to try and factor that in a little bit as well. There's a lot of 500, 600K players, especially in the back line. Maybe guys are a little bit more expensive, but who could end up being keepers the whole year, because it's like Supercoach, right? Generally, you want everyone to average 100. In AFLW fantasy, if you've got guys, I say guys, but you know what I mean. If you've got guys averaging like 60s, that's effectively a keeper. Like, that's a primo any good day of the week if they got 65, 70. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing this year, I think.
It could very well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've got something here.
You could definitely captain Marinoff that week and just be like crazy
about Isla Sheeran. She pulled up sore in her quad after the practice against Brisbane. In a further assessment, has been confirmed that it's a minor strain in her quadricep. She is back running and tracking very well. We are confident this will be only a minor setback. Well, for me, that's a no-go now. Soft tissue injury at the start of a season never looks well. Blackburn has harder matchups for the round 4 double going week compared to Anderson, but Blackburn has easier single games across the first 3 compared to Anderson. Yeah, that's the case. That is what the fixture says. Brisbane, 3 tough ones and then 2 easy ones. Whereas they have 3 tough ones and then 2 easy ones and 2 hard ones. So it is almost a polar opposite, but I'm guessing that starting with Blackburn means that she will go up in price after these first 3, performing very well. And then, even though she has a tough matchups, she's still getting double points that week anyway. So it's not like she's going to score crap, and then all of a sudden very good. She'll score good, and then double crap could still be good. You know what I mean? Like, if she scores 100, and then you get to here, and then she scores maybe 100 again, as opposed to 70, 200. It might end up being the same, but at least at this point, her break-even will be lower. Therefore, she's made more money, and you can still trade her out as a positive. Collingwood is also predicted to be really poor this year. So this might look to be red, but it might actually end up being neutral, as opposed to a tough matchup. Thank you very much for that, Kai. The things that I think most premiums outside of tags, it isn't the worst if they have hard matchups. Okay. 9 p.m. for AFLW. Would have loved it for AFL men's.
Seems a bit too late for me.
It seems a bit late to me as well, yeah. I agree. So, back to my team. Marinoff is someone that you absolutely need to have because Marinoff is Marinoff.
Oh, Hodder disappeared.
And look at that early start for Marinoff as well.
There's a reason why she's 65% owned. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, 67% owned now. Like, yeah, she needs to play. I'm surprised Hatchard's is highly owned, but I guess it's not favourable to probably run both.
Yeah. No, Sheeran is not named Damo. She's not named. That's what it came as a very big surprise to us. Why we couldn't see her, why she wasn't named, and so we had to go and look it up as to why she wasn't named, because she was a lock. Everyone or most people had her locked in their backline. But then when we didn't see her anymore, it's like when we didn't see her, it's just like, what the hell? Where is Sheeran? Why is Sheeran not here? People also worry that they'll have chaos to deal with during the doubles and can't get to Marinoff. Exactly. What happens if you get injuries and things like that? Correct.
Yeah.
Correct, Mondo. So, if it's not Conti, and it's instead Blackburn. Oh, no, I've got Blackburn.
It does have green lights. I've just looked at my team and green lights has popped up. If you refresh your team, it'll come up with whose name.
Joe? 531 is nothing. It's not enough. I can't afford a fourth premium defender.
You mean premium mid?
I mean midfielder, sorry, correct. I can't afford.
Just put Goldsworthy in.
Goldsworthy?
Yeah.
No. These are the four.
Maybe.
These three keepers. And then this one is for double game week trade outs.
Well, then just go, who's 500k in the back line? Let me see.
There's no one who's 500k in the back line is the problem. There's 500k in the forward line, plenty of those. But there's no one who's 500k in the back line. That's the problem.
How much money you got?
531.
Okay.
Like, it would have to be a rookie. There's no mid-price back here. Like, if Lutkin plays, then that's great. But again, I'm left with so much money.
Where's Scanlon playing this year? You heard anything about Scanlon?
No, I have not.
She's playing halfback for Freo.
Is she?
Yeah.
Uh, 462 is not enough to get me someone good here. Change Brennan to Thomas and then get in O'Sullivan. Who's Thomas? Brennan to Thomas. Thomas is a back line. Brennan's in the forward line. Brennan's going to be really good, though. Brennan's going to be really good. But look at her. Like, I think Brennan is a top 5 forward for sure this year. Tending some CBAs. She's roaming up the ground now a lot more. She did it in the practice game as well, roaming up the ground and then pushing forward and hitting the scoreboard. Eddie Brennan just got a 97, 15 disposals, 6 marks, 5 tackles, 3 goals. She's a very good player. And then you also look at her fixture to come. Richmond, it is so good. Look at that fixture. It's all blue. I don't want to get rid of Brennan. Brennan, I think, is too important in the forward line to miss out. Sorry for not being a sponge tonight. All good, Velo. All good. Hopefully you're picking up interesting things. But this is too light in the back line. 3 rookies in the back line is...
Depends. I think you can do it in other positions. I'm not sure if it's as doable in the back line, but if they've all got a role, like, it doesn't matter. We saw a few of them come there. And the big thing with the rookies in the back line is it might just be a week of, cool, I can get a primo mid who's going to score me 120 plus, or get a backline player who's going to score me like a 70. And the 70 plus the 40 from your midfielder end up being like a better cost analysis. You know what I mean?
I would bring in Thomas
Joe.
Look, I get Thomas. I totally understand Thomas because of, again, she was D1. She's obviously really good. She's got the early double. So look, I can totally understand why there's definitely appeal for Charlotte Thomas. So I reckon I don't think she get the midfield time. Remember, there's a key for just a couple of poor games. So if I don't go Brennan, and I instead go for like a Gabby O'Sullivan, if Lutkin doesn't play, we can just afford Charlotte Thomas. And then the team looks like this. Thomas, Schleicher, Goldrick, Watson, Marinoff, Blackburn. The forward line, I think, has gone substantially weaker now, but still 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it could work. This team could work. Ideally, it could. Not a fan of Lucy Wales. I think Lucy Wales, not that I'm not a fan of hers. Fair question. What's wrong with Lucy Wales? I mean, she's not too bad. She's actually quite good. Hawthorn have a pretty decent fixture. It's not the double. Doesn't have a double game week pretty early. It's pretty late in the piece. I look at Edmonds. Edmonds is someone you can just sit and hold on to all year. Edmonds down to Wales. Use the coin to upgrade O'Sullivan to Brennan. That's an idea. Forward line might be where you go rookies and then upgrade that line given how tight the F5 to 20 bracket is. It's possible. Yes, it is possible, Craze Fit. It is possible, yes. Wales went up against Davies and Gardner in the ruck, so her stats are outliers. There you go. There you go. She faced the Swans without their ruck, but can still average 60 to 70. It's true. It's true she can. What was her price again, Lucy Wales? $840. Averaged 65 last year. Allen averaged 53. She's solo rucking as well. More cash can be freed up. I'll just keep Edmonds. I think Edmonds is someone I can keep all year. Dogs likely wooden spoon favorites. Yes, which could also mean that they concede a lot of goals, which means a lot more centre bounces, which means more hit-outs for Edmonds. So, thoughts on Pritchard? Oh, not a big fan of mid prices in the midfield. I do think you want to go either primo or rookie. I think if you're going to go for a mid-pricer in the midfield, I think Ellie McKenzie could be the one because she could outdo her average by over 20 easily. But at 963K, you're not too far off some of the better mids in there, I think. Look, Charlotte Thomas doesn't, could you risk it with Ella Roberts to give you the early double and hope she gets the mid time? You could. You absolutely could. And that's what I think a lot of the people who are starting Ella Roberts are doing. I think they're hoping that Daisy Pearce sees the light and recognizes that Ella Roberts plays her best in the midfield and that she shouldn't be playing forward, especially considering how inaccurate in front of the big stick she is. It's just a waste of her talent. If Ella Roberts is given the keys to the city and plays in the midfield, she is absolutely a steal at that price. Absolutely. But is there a need? Is there a need to risk it just to get Gabby O'Sullivan up to a Brennan? Gabby O'Sullivan is essentially going to be playing distributor half back, which means that she could average 70s. And priced at 39, that's a steal. That's a steal. Blackburn, look at someone like Bella Dawes instead of Blackburn. Instead of Blackburn, you could go for Dawes. What's Dawes looking like? How'd she do? 57 in the Pracky game. Not really awe-inspiring in there. I think Blackburn has more runs on the board. And when given easy matchups, Elliot Blackburn has got a ceiling. Her floor is a little concerning, but she does have a ceiling when she's beating up on weak opposition. Like, look what she did against West Coast, 133. Against the Swans, she went 122. So she's capable of punching out big scores. She is also capable of punching out small, low scores if the matchup is hard. But fortunately for Blackburn, she has a very... Sorry, that's the ruck. Fortunately for Blackburn, she doesn't have a hard start. She's got a pretty easy start. So she could pump up some good scores early on, make money, and then I can trade her out to maybe a Riddell or a Jazzy Garner in that week, is what I'm thinking. I'm not starting her to keep her. I think I'm starting her to take advantage of the early run and then trade her out.
I love when I'm muted.
One of the Uber premiums. I thought you were talking to someone else.
No. I was trying to talk to you.
Bro, you were muted this entire time.
Is there a reason why we're not picking Jessica Allen? I'm just looking at her run. She has no red games.
In the ruck, you mean?
Yeah. Like, she only has good games. There's no brown. There's no red for her games the entire season.
She had a poor
preseason?
She had a poor preseason game.
Is there a reason
She
for that though? Like, did something happen in the preseason that caused it?
She only scored 52.
Yeah, but is there a reason why?
I'm not sure. I mean, her highest average is 53.
Does she work with someone else?
CBA's.
And she would just be the perfect player because she's got no bad like in her run at all. It's just good.
It's just good. You heard
It
here
is.
first. It's possible, but her lack of ceiling isn't promising, is the thing.
Yeah, that's
like what happens if she scores 50 again, whilst Edmonds pumped out 100?
Well, she's cheaper.
It's true she is. But she doesn't have an early double week like Edmonds does either. Like, you could end up really falling behind, and she's got Mickey Mouse matchups. Like, she's got like the matchups coming up for Blackburn, not for Blackburn, for Edmonds. She's literally playing against Fleur Davies in the first week.
No, Fleur Davies is not there.
I mean against O'Dowd, literally a rookie.
Okay, cool. Now you've Edmonds is in, and then I assume the other one, O'Dowd, is in. Yeah, cool.
Like, you can literally hold on to, again, like Edmonds is all year blue as well. Plus the double early. If Morfett is dominating, you could trade her out to Morfett, who has then the double game after that as well. You know, like from the Swans. So it's possible. There is leeway for trades there. Blackburn averages 90 in a minute opposition when she has 75 plus CBAs and tackle out one poor game, and that rises to 105. Well, there you go. So again, she's very good. Plus, she has a very favorable start to the season. I do like Blackburn in the team. I'm pretty happy with her being there at M4. It's an all right looking team. It's an all right looking team.
Yeah. You just got to find the rest of it.
What about Wardlaw for ruck? Apparently, yes, I did have a think about Wardlaw. It's a good fair shout there, Travis. She had a wonderful preseason game.
I thought you were going to say North Melbourne.
102 she scored on the weekend.
North Melbourne.
With 10 marks and 15 disposals. Hit the scoreboard with 4 goals. 4 goals is the thing. If you look at the ruck, St Kilda, you'll see Jessie Wardlaw 102, Simone Nalda 52, and Renee Karras 45. Look at the hitouts. It's not obvious because our heads are a bit big. Thanks, Jez. Look at the hitouts. 3 for Wardlaw, 23 for now.
Yeah,
11
she's clearly like second or third in the line. So it's not like she's not like Sabrina was from last year, where she was available in the forward line and then she rucked at the same time.
Yeah. So Jessie Wardlaw isn't really playing as a ruck; she's playing as a forward. I'd much prefer a ruckman. Oh, sorry, not a ruckman, a ruck. I'd much prefer a ruck in that spot as opposed to a key forward.
Yeah.
Berylson. I have never heard of Berylson.
I thought that's the one from
Adelaide. No.
Oh, no.
don't know who Berylson is.
She's
She only
named
scored 16.
for Sydney. Full
Yeah,
forward.
she only
for Sydney.
scored 16, 3 disposals, 3 tackles. Not a fan, personally. Not a fan. Edmonds has O'Dowd, Schultz, and Wafer first 3. That's crazy. Kai Broom had Wardlaw last year. You don't want key position forward. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like no one picks Kim Rennie and all those kind of players as good as they.
No.
Just get stomped.
Yeah, correct. Practice games aren't necessarily the be-all and end-all, but it's also the role more than anything, Craze. The role. Like, for example, looking at Wardlaw, if you just look at the score, that's one thing. But then you look and you realize that she's actually third in line for the ruck. She's not actually playing ruck. She's playing key position forward. So that's not really what you want. We're looking at, you look at the preseason games to see what sort of role that they are likely to play in the season proper. Obviously, what they score in the preseason isn't going to be the case of what they score every week in the season, but it's more so about the role that they're going to play. You're not going to tinker. You're not going to play them key forward if in the season they're actually going to be playing in the midfield. That's just not what it works. You're basically practicing the way that you're going to play. And if someone's playing key forward, you're more likely going to see them play key forward during the season. If you see someone playing in the midfield, more likely than not, they're going to be playing midfield in the season. So it's about the role more than anything. Has massive competition from Holly Cooper and Granite. Okay, yeah, talking about Berylson, the small forward. So another cool thing that I've noticed is you can actually click on these stats
and it
will sort by them.
Yeah.
So it's obviously pretty cool. EK Smith, yes. Ed, yes, Damo, for sure. I think she is one. She's we're talking forward. Ella Smith is one that you can get 37. She's going to be playing on a wing. She's not playing stuck in the forward 50. Going to be roaming a bit higher up the ground. Obviously means more stability in the scoring. And Gold Coast's early run as well for forwards is blue, is positive. So that's obviously really good. It's also blue for midfielders if she's playing up on a wing. So, and Smith has been named on field. She will be playing in round 1. So I think she is fine, especially as a basement price rookie. I do have her on my bench. Again, if you've just joined us recently, this is what my team looks like at the moment. I am still contemplating between keeping Thomas or going down to an Ella Heads, for example. I do like Ella Heads from the Swans. She's really good. Will that mean that I can improve my forward line? 620k. No, I can afford Vesio, but I don't really want Vesio. It's a damn shame that Hannah Ewings is not playing this year due to personal reasons. It sucks, but yeah. Hopefully she can come back next year and kill it for us. Let me just go back to. Let me just get Gabby back in here. Is Window a must? I think she is.
Yeah.
She is Damo. She was absolutely killing it before she did her ankle. I think she got to this. I think she got to 46 by halftime, basically. She did this in a half of football before rolling her ankle. It looked serious at first, but thankfully she never actually showed up on the Port Adelaide injury list. So clearly it wasn't that bad, and she's been named and she's going to play this week. So I do think Window and Goody, very highly touted all preseason long. I think you need both of them, Goody and Window. Watch Romani Nicola take some of Heads roll. Okay, good. Then I feel a lot better not starting Heads then. Thank you, Kai. BT or Window for utility? I think Window is must. BT is nice to have. I think I've got BT in defense and Window at utility myself. Obviously, you can swap them around, which would be pretty nice. See if I can I pull up any stats for Window. Are there any stats for Window here? No, unfortunately, there's no stats for Window, which sucks. But she has been widely touted all preseason long. Her and Goody. Goody was wonderful as well in the preseason. Plus, poor Adelaide have a pretty decent start as well. First 3 weeks, they'll have a tough one in North, but then it's still mostly blue to start off with for Port, so that's pretty good. She missed all of last year due to an ACL and had today 28-point difference in the 2 seasons. Can't say directly that it was due to no Collier, but it could be a good 10 to 15 points. Oh, I think that's very fair. I think that's very fair assumption to make, Kai. My Window stats, Piper, 4 seasons of Sandful, averages of 42, 62, 95, and 92. Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Kai. Those are awesome stats. Kai will be doing a rookie video in the coming days. So if you haven't subscribed, to Kai, head on over to his channel and subscribe. He does do regular fantasy and Supercoach content as well, and clearly very knowledgeable about this sort of stuff. So if you haven't, head on over, sub to Kai, and check that out as well. Thank you very much for your assistance, mate. It's been awesome.
It's hard not to make a team the same as yours, Joe. Keep talking about all these good players and everything that's happening. You know, it's a bit like Supercoach. I think our knowledge of the men's game makes things a lot easier. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, I think.
I've really used all of the money in this team. This team is where the risk is. There's really not much wriggle room. Only the 5K. With the way this is set up, really hoping that I've nailed the rookies, that I've got them, and that I don't have to correct to someone expensive. Like imagine if I don't know if Lutkins plays, for example.
Yeah. I mean, the beautiful thing about this game, and for anyone else who's watching, the beautiful thing about this game is you're never going to be able to pick everyone. You're not going to be able to have every single player. So just get the ones that you like, the ones that you think are going to score well, and then go from there, really. That's probably the big thing as what I would say. As I said, you're never going to be able to get every player. That's okay. That's not how the game's supposed to be run. It's all about price versus reward, really. You're going to have players who are cheaper that score more. You're going to have other players the opposite way. It doesn't matter. As long as you're upgrading to a full Primo team as quick as you can, similar to Supercoach, you're going to be doing okay. There's 18 games. Sorry, no, 18 games. There's 18 teams. Yeah, the double weeks are going to hit us for 6 as well. So, yeah, just get a team that you're happy with, and you'll be doing okay, really.
Yeah,
you don't need to worry as much.
Let me refresh. Let's see the green ticks. Yeah, we got the green
just like
ticks.
Tripodi's not playing. That's about it.
Yeah, if Tripodi's not playing, Tripodi should play, surely. Surely Tripodi plays. Rod, g'day, Rod. How's it going, man? Told you my boys got up. That's true. You did. You did. I ended up changing my tip, by the way, to you guys. I think I said in the stream that I tipped the Giants, but I ended up afterwards changing my tip to Hawthorn. I think there was, in light of the news, I think GWS had some late outs, and I thought, oh, now you've made it a bit too hard to support. So I actually changed my tip to the Doggies, and it was successful. You think the Dogs beat the Hawks by 17?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Maybe. Do you like Goldrick because Birch is no longer in the team? Is that kind of the reason you're thinking why? Because Birch
And
was
because
obviously
playing midfield.
Huh? Oh,
And she'll be playing midfield. Yeah.
Cool. I'm just trying to figure. And Watson, you were saying because she's going to be playing a little bit of backline. Sorry, she's
distributor half back. Yeah, she's not playing any.
What was Hannah Priest's spot from last year?
Basically. So Watson's just going to be distributing willy nilly. She's just going to have a bruise-free role, which is obviously really nice.
And we all pick Slicer because it's just Slicer.
Yeah, Schleicher is Schleicher. She's underpriced, given her injury. So she's going to be really well. She's back. She's healthy. She's fully fit, and Collingwood have a easy run to start. She's also got the early double game week as well. So there's a lot of things going in her favor for Ruby.
I have 6.9 million left to play around with. I just need to figure out the rest of my team.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. I need 3 defenders and 4 mids. Do I go Beattie and why do you like Beattie and Finn? How did they go in the preseason game?
This is
what I like to ask these questions.
They did well, but there was no Peterson is the thing. So they both did well.
Because Beattie's named, and then Finn's playing on the wing.
Correct.
So you assume
Finn
that
is a winger. Lulu Beattie she plays in the back line. Finn plays on a wing.
Who was the one that we picked last year from Carlton? Do you remember?
Gabby Pound.
Well, no, there was another one. It wasn't Cordner.
Anthony.
Cordner was the one we had all picked last year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and she ended up scoring well. Yeah, Cordner, as Kai says. Yeah, she's the one that went a bit big. Otherwise, all right.
Ideally, you don't really want these types of the Carlton ones on the field.
Well, I have to put one of them on the field.
But I want Lutkins here. But if Lutkins doesn't play and McDonald's not playing,
what about Lutkins? Why do you like Lutkins?
Because Lutkins, she's not young. She's playing. I think she has a very good floor, as a defender. Brisbane's early start for defenders is also really good. Brisbane also has the first double game week as well. I like Lutkins. I'm really hoping that she gets up. If she does, then Finn can piss off.
Let me see. Did she play in the game last year, Lutkins? What position does Lutkins play in the team? Halfback, defense. So she's going to be able to stop North Melbourne. I don't know. Let me see. Lutkins, where are you? Sorry, guys. We're kind of just spamming thoughts here as we go through it. But it's good. This is what we want. We want to be able to do this. Let's pretend Lutkins plays. Okay.
I think she should play. can't believe Sheeran's not playing.
It changes a lot, doesn't it? It really does.
I just don't know who to put in that spot now. Because now I can't afford Charlotte Thomas. Is the crazy thing now.
It's who is good around 700k, guys? Who's good around 700k or 600k that I can put in the defense? That's not Godric.
There's Geordie Allen.
Ooh. But I don't know if I can run her and...
The thing with Allen is she played in her preseason game. I'm pretty sure it was torrential rain. It was very crappy conditions, and yet they look to get the ball in her hands a lot.
Oh, they will. They will, because that's how they played.
And she had 9 marks on the weekend,
All right.
17 kicks, 1 handball. The thing is that I think this changes when Butler comes into the team.
Which isn't this week, though.
No, it's not this week.
Which is not this week. So if you only have to hold Allen until the double round.
When does Butler come back? 2 to 4 weeks for Butler.
Butler, I suspect, will be round 3, Kai's saying. So you can hold Allen for 3 weeks of good scores. Potentially 4 because you've got the double week.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the ticket. All right. Who can I afford? Who can I afford in the mids with as much money as I have? And then I'll show you my team for this year. We'll see. I'll be able to play around with it for a bit more. I have 1.243 million left, Joe. Who am I picking in the mids? Guys?
How much?
1.243 million.
Oh, well. I guess it's either Goldsworthy or
I don't want
Roberts.
I don't want him.
It's either Goldsworthy or Roberts, I think.
Stink. All right, let's forget Lutkins. Let's put Finn back in. And that gives me a little bit of money. Where's Finn? Finn's playing. Make me some monies. Who did I just kick out? Oh, that St Kilda one.
Watson,
cool. Now, who can I afford in the mid? How's Presparkus going?
Yeah, Presparkus doing well.
I can afford both Presparkuses, but I don't know if anyone midfielders who's got
Both
a good
Presparkuses.
Yeah, I can get both.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Presparkuses. It'll be the Presparkuses.
Presparkuses.
No, Maddie's doing really well. Maddie Presparkus.
Okay.
I think the Geelong one actually suffered an injury, a soft tissue injury, not long ago. Whereas Maddie, the Essendon one, I think she's had a full bill of health.
Okay. My team is not where I want it to be, and I feel like I'm missing out on a couple of players. But I'll show you it anyway.
Sure.
You guys can all laugh at me.
No, we won't laugh.
Cool. You guys want to see my team?
Sure. Nice. Very nice. Looks very similar to another team I've seen before.
Well, I got rid of Brennan, so I have Hodder plus O'Sullivan in the forward line.
Yeah.
Tripodi on the bench, Poga playing.
That's very cool.
Beattie, Watson there in the back line, kind of going a bit cheap. I just kind of know how the structure of scoring went last year.
Yep.
And you can generally pick up defenders cheaper.
Yep.
Like I just go 2 cash cows and then I equal a defender primo. So it's not terrible. Yeah, just something a little bit different.
Could you go O'Sullivan to Dersma or Smith and then get Presparkis up to Charlie Rowbottom? Charlie Rowbottom is, I think, a must, mate.
Yeah, okay. So who am I going? Yeah, but then I kind of lose the idea. The idea of the team was to try and pick as many primos as I can. Is kind of the idea of the team. So without having to spend as much on upgrades. You know, get that good scoring in and things like that. That's the only thing with the team. So if I can go O'Sullivan, who, like you say, Joe, might not be that great, who's Smith?
The 300k EK Smith.
Why do we like EK Smith?
Because he's playing on a wing, as opposed to playing on as a permanent in the forward 50. She plays for Gold Coast, who are a good team. Gold Coast have a pretty favourable start to the season as well.
No, not for me.
Not for you.
Okay. Not for me. The only way I would do it would probably be to drop Blackburn and then do that. And I think I've got too much money in the midfield then. Like, row bum you need. And then my brain wants me to go Riddell, but I can't afford a forward then.
You need row bum.
I need row bum? Okay.
You need row bum.
All right. So if I go Blackburn, and then I just hope that Tripodi plays, and then I find someone for this position. But then is it too much like your team?
Tripodi plays.
Is it too much like your team then?
Rowbottom will be definitely top 3 scorer. She'll go crazy this year.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't have Hodder. I've got O'Sullivan.
Who should I get from this? I really don't. Like, I need to be sold on Smith to get Smith in the team.
Yeah, Smith. You can get Smith. She'll be fine. At 300k, if not, then you could go with McKee, the Bulldogs one. Marinoff, Conti, Rowbottom, and Blackburn gets you on a mid on each double. Well, that is what I've got, Kai.
Yeah, that's what I've got too. Ella Friend. Do we like Ella Friend?
I'm pretty sure you had bad memories of Ella Friend last time.
Yeah, I do, but that's last year. That's last year, Joe.
She was your friend, but no more.
McKee, she's playing forward. The tackles are nice. Which one does Scoop? Which person does Scoops sponsor? Abby?
The Bulldogs one. I forgot her name who he sponsors, but she's a Bulldog.
She was on the front page. She was on the front page. Where is she?
Did the girls get DPP at all? No DPP, by the way.
Jasmine Smith. How much is Jasmine Smith?
378k defender.
I can't afford it.
And she's a defender.
Yeah. She's a defender. Yeah, I just got to find a player.
What's wrong with Smith or Dersma? Oh no, you can't afford Dersma. You're 5k short.
What does St Kilda say about the AFLW? Hey, Saints AFLW winner. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Josh Battle.
Thank you, Josh Battle. Thank you for betraying us. We love you. Customan of half back for Adelaide. She's named. That could be the one in the forward line, Baseman Price. How do you sponsor AFLW players? You'd have to go through their website, Ben.
It's not too hard.
It's not that hard. Just pay money.
I think it's like 1,500 depending on how much it is. Yeah, we'll find out. Like it's not too hard to find. Customan, hey. Where is Customan? Is she here? All right, this one, Customan, and then she's playing. Okay, so she's not being named, but that doesn't matter too much.
She has been named.
No, I mean, but like in the actual thing.
She scored 26 in the practice game.
She didn't do much, did she?
No. But then again, it is her first game.
No, it's her second. She had this in. She had one match last year.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah, round
Second
10.
game.
Right, round 10.
She must be a freak of nature. Immediately.
Competitive and reliable with a penetrating kick. Customer captained the undefeated South Australian team at under 18s. What do we reckon?
We like penetrating kicks. We like penetrating kicks. They're
Can we
really
pull up
important.
her stats, Joe, from the preseason game? I don't know how to do it on mine. Just pull it up.
3 kicks, 5 handballs, 2 marks.
Does it show like
tackles.
where she played on field? Like can you pull up the heat map thing like you did for the other players, or they don't have it?
No, there's no heat map for girls.
Did she take kick-ins?
I don't think so. I don't know. What was her name again?
Customer?
Customan. Won't say. Won't say. It won't show.
Defensive mid. Oh, she scored 20. How much did she score?
26.
Yeah, but the game that you have there for season 8, is that the last year's game?
Yes.
That doesn't show the preseason, does it?
No.
Interesting.
Round 7 in season 7.
Yeah,
and round 10
junior
season 8.
All-Australian. Junior All-Australian. My brain's just trying to work out if she's the ticket. We like halfbacks in the forward line.
We do. I was just hoping that this was a bit more money.
Yeah,
I have 92.
I
Is not
have
enough.
I have 45k.
Like Vesio is 598.
Yeah.
But I don't even want Vesio.
No, you don't. I think she's probably worth. I think her output is going to be close to her price.
Could do Gavalis, but she played too much forward, which sucks.
I'll take my team. I don't mind. I'll keep my team. I think Slicer is going to be the liability, to be honest. But I should have enough players to actually get as much money as I need it. So can I afford Lutkins 361? How much is Lutkins just in case?
369.
Poo. Oh, I'll take Finn then. That's fine. She's only got it. Where? How do you find the sheet that says? How do you find the sheet that says how much they need to go up by before they can make as much money? Okay. So where's that on the Jaden's break evens?
Yes.
Okay. AFLW break evens price projections. Cool. All right. What's the lady's name? Customer. Okay, cool. So Finn could go up quite a lot, but she's got to break even to 26. Customer, if she scores a 50, she goes up 70k. What about Heads? Is Heads a good player?
She is a good player.
She played well last year.
She might lose points with the return of someone's coming back into that back line.
I think we could be here for
Maddie Collier.
I think we could be here for hours, Joe.
This scoring isn't great from Daisy Darcy.
Ooh. Ollie Dempsey, 2024 Rising Star winner. Congratulations.
Yeah, I called it ages ago.
Oh, of course, but I can still
You're
say...
like, nah, Wardlaw.
Yeah, and if Wardlaw had played as well in the last few games, he would have won. That's fine.
If my auntie had wheels, she would have been a bike.
Wow. Don't bash your auntie that much, Joe. I'm sorry, mate. Like, calm down. Is it not being televised?
This is so much money.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the team that I've got, everybody. I think barring injuries and players being out, hopefully the teams come out at like 5 o'clock. If not, we'll figure it out. But that is going to be my team for this year to start off with, at least. Easy.
I want Brennan so bad.
Get her in. Put her in your team.
But now I can't afford 2 players.
Well, there you go. That's how it works. You always downgrade Blackburn to Goldsworthy, and then you can afford everyone.
I know. It's having the 4.
Yep.
Having the 4 primo mids just.
Of course. That's the compromise you need to make. Yeah. Is which rookies do you want? Which of these players? Yeah, there's quite a lot going on. Oh, I think that might be me, fellas. We're kind of just playing around with our teams at the moment. So, yeah. Yep. I think that's me, Joe.
All right, mate.
I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully your AFLW teams go well. Post us up on Twitter, guys, if you haven't already. And, yeah, show me what teams you're running with next week or running into this week. So have a lot of fun. Just remember, the team that you make now does not have to be the team you play with the whole year. It's going to be a fun ride, I think. So, yeah, stay tuned for more content. We are going to be out on Monday. First kind of round of AFLW recap. Hey, Joe.
Yes, that's right.
All
so
right.
Stay tuned for that.
Are you staying on for a while, Joe?
Yeah, I might ask for people's opinion on what I should do.
All right. Maybe get Kai or someone if you can post them up on Twitter and say, hey, come on the show, have a chat, see how you go.
Yeah.
Check out the content. All right. I'll catch everyone later. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.
Sages. Boy. Maybe I want Otter. Maybe I'm paying too much in there. Put Tripodi on there. Get the Smith again. Get Smith. Who's cheap? Can I afford Lutkins? No. I think I'm 8K short of Lutkins. I'm 8K short. 8K. Come on, man. 8K short of Lutkins. I'd go Darcy, who is named on the ball. Well, Daisy Darcy, she's an all right player. Historically, hasn't done CBA's 48, 12 disposals, get some kick-ins. Some of these scores aren't the best. How did she do in the preseason? 77. Look, it's possible that Daisy Darcy could be the one, but she's more expensive. She is more expensive. Which doesn't help unless Potter becomes Sullivan. Daisy Darcy. And leave 77K for wriggle room in case I miss an important rookie. G'day, Ben. I'm running Hodder F4. I like Hodder, man. You can ask the people. I've been talking Hodder up. I want Hodder in the team. I had her in the team. But having a fourth midfielder has destroyed that dream. Having the extra midfielder has destroyed that dream. Better for tougher matchups. I'm Finn over BD as well. Okay. Well, Finn is a winger. BT's in defense. On debut this week. It could be that Finn is better than BD, possibly. How many mids have you got, Ben? How many mids? I feel like the only way you can have that great forward line is if you're fielding the two rooks in the midfield. I think you can totally do two. I think you can do Breed and Goody, Mackenzie M4. Yeah, Mackenzie. Lack of forward rookies. Get Hodder F3 and 4 mids. Hurley is M4. Hurley. Interesting. Sophia Hurley. Yeah. If it's going to be anyone for me, it's probably Mackenzie. I've had most of my teams this preseason has had Ellie Mackenzie at M4, which has sort of allowed me to then have obviously the better forward line. With Brennan, who I really like. Obviously, O'Sullivan's got mummified shoulders with all of the wraps on it. But I can't afford Hodder this way. To get to Hodder, who would I then be able to afford in the back line? I could then afford Geordie Allen. And now the forward line is that strong forward line that I had before. I really wanted to have a strong forward line. And I thought having a strong forward line is a bit of a point of difference. I don't like the forward rookies outside of Pauga to field. And I didn't want to spend up $350K for Dersma on the bench. So I've sort of just so this is the forward line that I came in with. We're talking with people here, and then obviously Sheeran not being named. I don't know. All right, geez, a lot more comments have come in all of a sudden. Don't mind Daisy Darcy. Yeah, well, that was a Kai Broom suggestion. Yep. I don't trust O'Sullivan. Would rather spend up for Hodder. Much better. Thank you. Guys, we haven't actually made a league. It's a fair thing. We probably need to make a league. Bloody hell. We have the same team except for Allen. Who have you got in the back line instead? Except for Allen. Who have you got instead? All right, let's make a league. Create a league. Center bounce. Starting week 1. Public. Open. Can we change it? Hey, we can change it. Create the league. Okay. League has been created. Copy code. Or copy league link. Okay. This is the league code for anyone who wants to join the league. Freshly made from mint right here in front of you. Thank you very much for reminding me, Glenn. For Ben, absolutely. So there you go. If anyone wants to join the Center Bounce League, there it is. I much prefer the team having the strong forward line. All my teams have had the strong forward line. I'm pretty comfortable with this team. I've had Mackenzie in almost every version of my team as an underpriced mid-pricer who can definitely make money. Easy, good matchups, good start to the season. But it's just that middle of the road. It's just that middle of the road where the team is mostly guns and rookies. That's exactly right, Ben. That is exactly right. That M4 spot could make or break the season. Now, Kai was saying that this M4 slot, if you could have an uber premium midfielder in there with double week, then that will obviously be really impressive, really important to have a double week premium here as well, because you end up obviously getting more points, but it's also a pretty good setup to be able to have multiple. You need to have at least one uber primo mid in every double game week. I think you need to. Spending up the forward line seems like the common sense move. You like any other forward rooks like a McKee? Yeah, McKee could be okay. I thought McKee might be all right. I think Smith could be okay as well as a forward rookie. I know Kai also mentioned Custerman as an option who's playing off halfback for Adelaide. She's also baseman price in the forward line. But I don't know how much you can trust those rookies in the forward line. I much prefer locking in. I honestly think these four are top of their line. But if it means dropping one of them down, if this McKenzie slot can be turned into an uber premium somehow, like even if I go Brennan down to Sullivan. Now I know you don't like her, but she's literally playing centre half back, bruise free role distributor. That type of role averages 70s, and she's priced at 39.5. That is a steal. But 1.075 doesn't really net me anybody worthwhile. Malloy is playing on the ball, isn't she? Is Malloy playing on the ball, from what I've heard? I actually don't mind her that much. It was just a pracky game. And it was, yeah, exactly. And it was raining heavy. Exactly, Ben. It wasn't great conditions. I honestly think she can absolutely outscore what she's priced at. If she stays fit and healthy. If she stays fit. But it's a bruise-free role. Back then is Webster from Geelong. Schleicher, Watson, Finn, and Beatty. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Webster. Not too many people, I think, have Webster. I don't know too much about Rebecca Webster, to be fair. Hello? Doesn't really take kick-ins, which isn't helpful. So I'm not sure about Webster. I don't even know how much she costs. $8.59, probably not. That's a lot of money. Lot of money. It's a lot of money. I wouldn't go Webster. For $8.59, Daisy Darcy is probably better playing on the ball. Georgia Starfis, I think, has the role, but she didn't look great in the preseason game. And she's also not cheap. You could go with heads there. or the money that you save, Webster to Darcy, is it enough to get Giorgio up to Thomas? If you can do that, then that back line I think looks really good at that point. Could even run Gabby F5. You have to run about forward rook with Palga on the bench. I think Palga's very fine to field though, Ben. I'm perfectly happy fielding Palga. And I'd like to have Tripodi in the team because Tripodi's going to be playing apparently midfield for North Melbourne. So she could also make you good cash. So I do want both of them. Lutkins better play. I know. If Lutkins doesn't play, it's messed up. If Lutkins doesn't play, no Sheeran, no Lutkins. If Lutkins doesn't play, could you run Thomas and Darcy? If Lutkins doesn't play, could you run Thomas and Darcy? Could we do it? I mean, probably. I mean, I guess at that point, we're sort of playing two rookies then. We're playing two rookies. I think you can play two rookies. I think it's doable. I still think Geordie Allen could be okay. I just want to see if I can somehow get Mackenzie back. Can I afford Mackenzie? How do I afford Mackenzie? I just heard the free kick bloke said hard run for Tripodi. Tripodi playing midfield. Well, she plays for North Melbourne. North Melbourne is the reason why everyone else has a hard run. Yeah, she'll have a tough run at the start, but then it sort of opens up a bit afterwards, I feel. It's not that bad of a run. Plus, I've got her on the bench anyway, so it's not like she's just making money for me on the bench. It's interesting because you've got to be ready if Lutkins is out. Exactly. If Lutkins doesn't play, where's the lineup again? Like, who's getting a gig on that bench ahead of Lutkins? Who's a defender, right? Svark? Poppy Bolts? I think Poppy Bolts is playing half back these days, right? I just need money. All right, maybe if Edmonds goes down. To Allen. All right, I'll be able to afford Mackenzie there. For sure. This way. I was also thinking Hatchard is a very unique pod. Yeah. Yeah, Hatchard could obviously be really good, but They also have a great run, Adelaide, to start with, but it's around 7. It's around 7 double games week. So I'm thinking that Mackenzie is still underpriced for what she can give. Now I've got 205k. We could get Hodder up to Brennan. Just. We can. And I'd love to get O'Sullivan up to Hodder, but I'd need 200k for that, and that's probably not going to be found anywhere. But I just think this is strong. This is strong. So strong. Can I get Hodder in here? And then who can I afford for 731 in the back line? In the back line, Brescianen is an interesting one, but she had that soft tissue concern in the preseason. And there's probably no one cheaper than Goldrick that's available. What's Gorham like? Asks Jamie. Gorham. It's a very good question. What is Gorham like? How'd she do in the practice game? 69, 16 disposals, a goal. Kick the goal, Maggie Gorham. I have not heard of her at all preseason, which to me makes it feel like it's a bit of a risky move. If you haven't heard about him at all, then there's probably a reason for it. She hasn't scored great in the past either. I probably wouldn't risk it, Jamie. Mackenzie increased mid-time with no Sheeran. Exactly, with no Sheeran. Who knows how many weeks? You know, I know Richmond reported that it's not serious, but it's serious enough for her to miss. That's why we need Lutkins. So we can get Hodder F4. Yeah. Exactly, because there's no one at 731k that's worthwhile. Love a Daisy Darcy, but I need 85k for that. I'd need 85k. And there's nothing obvious where I can free that much money. Unless I don't go with Brennan. And rather than going Brennan, I still have Hodder there. And then have Gabby at F4. Still have a stronger type of forward line. In the back line, could be Daisy Darcy. 979, okay. Still not enough to get anything worthwhile here in the midfield. Still think Mackenzie is fine. Mackenzie's fine. We can get Charlotte Thomas. So we're shoring up shoring up the back line, 4 premiums, but it all comes down to Lutkins. It all comes down to Lutkins. If Lutkins is in, then it just makes she's just a safe, nice scoring D5. I mean, this team just looks. I just like the look of this team. You know what I mean? Like, the team just feels good this way. You know what I mean? Like, even getting Edmonds in the team as well. It's all about Lutkins. If Lutkins is in, get Brennan. If not, then get Gabby and Edmonds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like it. I like it, Ben. This is the team that I've mostly been resting on, other than Allen being Sheeran. Now, I know you're saying that you prefer Finn. Oh, I can't afford Finn. I can't even afford Finn. I'm so low on money. I can't afford Finn. That's pretty funny. Stuck with BT. Great minds think alike. Appreciate it. It's top 200 last year. I was just outside the top 100 last year. Hopefully this year we can both crack in. But yes. I know, I'm sorry for taking it a little bit longer, guys, and this is sort of just my rambling and talking with you guys. But I'm sort of trying to show my thought process a bit in trying to see how I can tinker with the team and get it to just feel more balanced. Especially in light of some pretty surprising news with the Sheeran being out and the uncertainty around Lutkins if she plays or not. So it's important to come up with a plan. Tomorrow evening, we find out whether or not she will play or not. At least having this discussion allows you guys to sort of not panic too much. You've got the plan B in case of emergency. You sort of know what you need to do. I think it's going to involve trading Edmonds out and getting Lutkins up. But I'm, for now, pretty content with this team. Would it be better if Mackenzie was an uber premium like a Blackburn that I can then trade out? Possibly. But I genuinely reckon I've got 4 keepers already for the year. Could be 4 keepers for the year, potentially. I just don't think Allen will be a keeper. I think Allen might be someone that I have to trade out when Butler comes back. I think I've got 3 of the top 5 mids already. And just hoping that Mackenzie and Goody can get me Garner or Riddell, Breed and Window can hopefully get me another one. Yeah, I think I've got some gun. I think I've got the good rookies here. Time for a hat. I agree. Not hot on Vesio. Too inconsistent. Yeah, well, that's the problem with the wing roll. You don't want forward line rookie roulette. 100%. I think this could potentially be a good setup in round 1 as well to get some points, an early jump. Like if people are fielding Tripodi and Pauga and Tripodi struggles against the Brisbane Lions, then it could be, whereas Hoda scores really well, this could be a good week in round 1 where we get a jump on people and people have to start playing catch up. So I think that's what I'm trying to do. I think I'm building a strong round 1 team. Avoiding stinkers on the field more than anything. The thing with fantasy, it almost feels like it's not just about nailing the good ones, It's just avoiding the shit scores. If you can avoid shit scores on the field, then it'll go a long way. And I think no one should give me a shit score on field in round 1. I think. I see Tripotis thinking it up. It's possible. It's possible. So I've kept it going for a bit longer, guys. I've kept it going for a bit longer because this is the last live stream before the games start tomorrow night. I hope this was of benefit. 2 hours and 45 minutes. Long time. Longer than our normal Thursday night live stream, obviously courtesy of the fact that there's no games tonight either. I hope you guys found it useful, entertaining possibly, but I really hope that you all have the best of luck in your season this year. 3 trades every week. You're not going to run out of trades. Enjoy the game. I know it will be a first time for many of you. It was a first time for me last time. It is fun. It is fun. It is fast. And you'll see us every step of the way doing it here. So thank you so much for joining. Like if you haven't, subscribe if you're new, notification bell, all that jazz. And we look forward to talking to you guys on Monday. Enjoy the footy, and we'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for everyone who spoke and gave their thoughts. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. See you guys.